Hi, and welcome to another tutorial video in which I'll be going through this exam question. In this question we're asked to explain using one example why global variables are sometimes used in the program. And when we talk about a global variable being used in a program, what we mean is a situation when a variable needs to be accessed in many different places, and it needs to be the same value that's being used in lots of different places. So we might need to use the same value, for example a constant like pi, in 3 different functions. So for our first mark then, I'm going to say that a global variable is often used when a value needs to be accessed throughout the program. And for my second mark, I'm going to say that global variables are used where the value needs to be the same wherever it is accessed. You could also use a global variable for a value that needs to be changed by a function, but we'll come on to in the next tutorial why using them for this purpose and using them for that purpose is generally considered to be bad programming practice. So you can see I've got 2 different bits of pseudocode here. This one uses a global variable and this one uses passes in a variable. And in this one, when I call my function, I don't pass anything in, but when I call my function and it runs, I ask the user for the price of the item. Then my program times the price of the item that they've given me by the VAT, and it outputs the new price with VAT added on. So this is just being used as a VAT constant. This function will achieve the same thing, except instead when I call my function, I can put VAT into the function here, and this function here is expecting 1 argument. Then ask the user for the price in the same way and calculate and output the price in the same way. So these 2 functions accomplish the same thing, which is adding 20% VAT onto the price of an item, but one of them uses a global variable and one of them uses passing a variable into a function. And as I said a minute ago, in the next tutorial we'll be taking a look at why passing in variables is generally accepted to be the better method of doing this. But for our one example, we can say that a global variable could be used as a VAT constant. Okay, that's the end of this tutorial video. For the last mark there, you could have had things like a constant for pi instead of my example about VAT here. Any acceptable example where you're using it as a constant, they would have allowed in the mark scheme for this question.